sports, and politics. Get ready to rumble! You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, the FSP. Do what I do because I do it for you all day, every day. Welcome. It's me, Mr. FSP. Now look, I know I have not been consistent like I normally am. I apologize. I know you want to see it. Thank you, Chris, for making it. I appreciate you, Chris. It's my guy, Chris. Malafavets. Mindfulness meditation type stuff. I'm telling you, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I got to give my boy that hand clap because, he's been doing it for a while. And I did not know a lot of his backstory that I know now. And let's just say the brother is he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. But what I want to talk to you guys about today, Aaron Rodgers. Really? Jameis Winston just signed with the New York Giants. They're out the picture. Minnesota said, it's all right. We'll get Ryan Tannehill. Pittsburgh says, we'll take you, but, hey. But he decides he wants to go on a little whatever. I don't think he fits that offense. Not at all. Not at all. Then we got Lil Russ. Think about this. Jameis Winston got signed to be the quarterback of the New York Giants before Russell Wilson got a job. It's crazy. Ryan Tannehill got signed to Minnesota, most likely as a backup, before Russell Wilson got a job. I don't care what people say. Cam Ward is not the number one quarterback coming out in this draft. I believe it's Shedeur Sanders. I really do. And that tells me that New York's going to draft Shedeur Sanders by getting Jameis Winston to be the quarterback right now. Not Cam Ward. I honestly believe Cam Ward will probably be the fourth or fifth player taken behind Shedeur. Cleveland will not be picking him off the jump. If Cleveland picks a quarterback, it's going to be Shedeur. The Titans have the number one overall pick. I don't think they're going quarterback. I think they're going Carter, the pass rusher out of Penn State. Based upon all these moves that just happened. Because remember, you still have Kirk Cousins out there. I know Atlanta said they're going to keep him, but they're only keeping him so they can trade and get something back for him. A player, some picks. Kirk Cousins is going to either end up in Cleveland or he's going to end up in freaking Tennessee. I could actually see Kirk Cousins in Pittsburgh. But I don't think Pittsburgh is going to give up any capital, major capital for Kirk Cousins. I would love to see that take place. I don't think it will. But Aaron freaking Rodgers is holding this whole thing up. Teams have said, you know what? Wash my hands of it. I'm good. I'm not going to sweat Aaron and his antics. So they went out and got these other players. How in the bloody blue blazes do you think things are going to turn out, Mr. Rodgers? Tampa has Baker. Atlanta has Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk. The Saints have Derek Carr for now. Carolina has Bryce Young. Let's go up north. Minnesota already told you no, and then they went and got Ryan Tannehill. The Bears are locked in with Caleb Williams. Detroit has Jared Goff, and they still got my guy in the pocket to back up Goff, even though they went out and got, a temporary fix just in case Goff went down last year. He's gone now. Teddy Bridgewater's gone. That's not my guy. Are you going back to Green Bay to sit behind the young guy? No. Let's go out west. You're not coming here to Arizona to mess with Kyler Murray. Ain't going to happen. Minnesota let go of Sam Darnold. Big mistake in my opinion, because I think that coach and player was a great dynamic. I don't think Sam's going to do that well in Seattle. But they got Sam Darnold. San Fran, who you thought was going to pick you when you originally came out, they got Brock Purdy. They're not giving up all these players, like 13 players they got, just to bring you in. Not going to happen. The Rams, they just re-signed Matthew Stafford. Not going to happen. Come on, man. All right, the East. No. The Giants were the only team that you could have went to. No. So we went the South, the West, the East, the North. All of the NFC is out. Let's go to the AFC. Burn the bridge with the Jets. I mean, if Tua gets hurt again, which is likely, maybe Miami will call you. Buffalo? No. New England? No. That's the East. South. Sunshine. Mr. Trevor Lawrence? No. With the Jacksonville Jaguars. Houston? CJ Stroud? No. Now here's where you might have a shot. Especially if the young kid gets hurt again. Anthony Richardson and the Colts. That might be the best shot you have if the young kid gets hurt again. But right now, no. Jacksonville, Houston, Indianapolis, and Tennessee. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think Callahan's going to want you. Not at this rate. South is out. Take the South out your mouth. The North. Pittsburgh is the only one looking for you. Only one. Cleveland, who is probably the worst of all the teams up there, not checking for you, Mr. Rodgers. Let's go to the West. Raiders? I don't think so. I don't think you and Tom being your boss is a good fit. Plus, the Raiders just signed somebody, I believe. Not going to work at all. No. Kansas City? No. Chargers? Herbert? No. Come on now. Literally, the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Chargers, and Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos? You and Sean Payton, no. Plus, they're going to keep letting a young kid try to become more of a game winner instead of a game manager. Not going to happen. So we did the East, the South, the North, the West. You have two options, one being a legit one. Pittsburgh. You and Arthur Smith don't mix. No. And you ain't going to have the same type of approach with my guy, Mike Tomlin. You won't be on the Pat McAfee show. Won't do it. Can't happen. Won't happen. Not under Mikey T. Not under Mikey T. I'm going to give you the side eye on that one. What do you have left? Possibly Cleveland? All I can say is this, my friend. You're up S Creek without a paddle, my guy. S Creek without a paddle. And you might not even play this year. So that was my goings on with the Aaron Rodgers situation. Aaron Rodgers is not who we thought he was. I hate to tell you, but he's not. Let's get off of that. Let's move on to a different subject. Men's NCAA basketball. Now, look, I don't know if you have your bracket set. I've got mine. I've got several, just in case. And a couple teams I thought were going to win won, and a couple teams I thought was going to win lost. I thought Oklahoma was going to win last night, but they failed to just score in like the last 3 minutes of the first half. And they put themselves in a little bit of a hole. They were missing point-blank shots. Very difficult to be a team that could upset some people when you're letting a team that you should beat you. Now it was an 8-9 matchup. So it was a fairly even matchup, right? So anybody saying, oh, yeah, of course they be. Look, 8-9 is supposed to be close. Ended up being a close game. I just thought, Oklahoma's going to win. UConn is the defending national champions. 2-time. Being an 8 seed shows that they didn't have a great year, but their head coach and some of those players on that team have a good pedigree from the previous couple seasons. Don't sleep, although they're going to lose the next game. Memphis. Little Penny Hardaway. You have a good team that plays undisciplined. A very good team. I love the kid Danger. Or Danger. That's how you pronounce the name. But Danger. Watch your back. Danger. Get on the floor. It's right here. Kick it. Okay. I didn't show any discipline there. I got it. But come on, man. You're number 5 seed. You and your team should have handled McNeese. Now, some people called it. I'm not gonna lie. I was disputing the fact that McNeese was as good as they are, but Memphis was just very sloppy. Very, very sloppy. It's the truth. How do you sit there and let your team go through what they did, waste timeouts, and your big man is just dog tired because he's doing everything good and some bad, had some turnovers, but he was killing it. Danger was killing it. Penny, your team needs to find somebody, a point guard maybe, a senior next year, that is going to calm them down and put everybody in the right position, because you can't get out there and do it. You can coach, yes. But if those kids are taking wild shots and not playing right, it's going to show. And it did with McNeese. Again, McNeese are no slouches. Heavy pressure, good shooters, decent defense. But that's a team you guys should have beat. Oh, my goodness. 12th seed. Colorado State. Some people picked them to win. I did not. Didn't see it happen. But it happened. Memphis let them beat them. Clemson. I meant Clemson and McNeese, so forgive me when I said that. Clemson and McNeese. Clemson, what in the bloody blue blazes? Fix yourselves, guys. Next year, you need to be a more defensive team. Just be a more defensive team. Bottom line, play defense. Man-to-man, y'all were getting torched. McNeese was blowing right by you. Get out of the man-to-man, played some zone, and those guys were missing their shots. But went straight to man-to-man. Boom. Guys blowing past other guys. Figure it out. You should not be losing to McNeese. Colorado State should not have beaten Memphis. But it happened. Before I go any further, let me bring in Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm fine. I guess you're a New York Giant fan. I know you're a New York Giant fan now.
Why you say that?
Yeah, he's a Giant now.
No.
As of yesterday, he's a Giant.
Let me put it this way. There's certain players that you like that are not on your home team. I'm the same way.
You just follow them, though. I don't follow them.
Whatever. Mr. Perfect.
Thank you. I didn't say that.
I'm going to call you Paul Orangeburg, Mr. Perfect. How's that?
Paul Orangeburg. Who the hell is that?
Isn't that Mr. Perfect?
Oh, hell no. Mr. Perfect was Kirk Henning.
Okay.
Paul Orndorff was Mr. Wonderful.
Okay, I'm Mr. Wonderful. How's that?
Oh, well, he's kind of decrepit now, so that fits.
Okay.
That fits. Well, Kirk Henning's dead, so I don't want to be Kirk Henning.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Anyway, I'm on the I already talked about football. I already talked about, Mr. Rodgers and his antics, and I narrowed it down to two teams, Pittsburgh and Cleveland. But,
let me ask you this question.
Sure.
What time does your show start?
When I started.
You started at 1:00?
Today? No, I started at 1:30 today because I have other obligations that I have now on Saturday. So I started at 1:30 now.
I did not know that. It'd be nice to have your co-host know what's going on, So when I jumped on, when I jumped on.
So hold on.
I'm just saying when I jumped
First
on.
of all,
Supposedly.
Hold on. First of all, if you look at the invite that was sent, it tells you exactly when the show starts.
Where did you send an invite?
It's in the same place I normally send it, in the group chat. So that's first thing.
Hold on.
Secondly,
I
I honestly did not tell anybody today that it was going to be at 1:30 because I was thinking about possibly not doing it as I wanted to do some prep for another class because I tutor now as well.
Okay.
And a kid wanted some extra time, but I couldn't give him the extra time. So that again, how about you open up the link and it tells you what time to start the show starts? But not besides all that, we're not talking about that. We're talking about NCAA basketball, the tournament, and if you had anything you wanted to say about football. As I said, I've already finished that, but if you wanted to bring up something, I'll give you the opportunity to do so now.
Well, no, I'm looking at what you put in the group chat, and it's vague, but whatever. No problem. If I go to Streamline, if I copy and paste Streamline to the URL.
StreamYard, yes. It tells you. It shows you exactly when the show starts.
No, it don't.
Okay. Wow.
It don't.
I'm going to start my shows at 10:30 on Saturdays as long as I'm tutoring this one kid.
No problem.
But I would, and also when you go to the link, it gives you the countdown when the show's supposed to start. It shows you. Well, at any rate, moving along. Since we're not, you don't have anything on football, I'm going to talk more about NCAA men's basketball. Personally, I know you may have started following men's because I know you like to follow the women a lot more. But I see a lot of chalk going on in the tournament. Whereas
men or women?
Both. Actually, I did the women's as well. My Final Four for the women are all the number one seeds except for the Notre Dame bracket. I got Notre Dame coming out of that bracket for the women. But I've got South Carolina doing what they do versus USC in the championship in that one. In the males, I have Houston and Florida. I don't think Duke's going to be able to stay with Houston when they make it to the Final Four. I have
what about
a couple of them. I have like 3 or 4 brackets, and all of them have Florida winning it all.
What about North Carolina?
Huh?
What about North Carolina?
In men's?
Yeah.
They've already got eliminated. Why do I care about North Carolina?
They got eliminated? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Illinois. Not Illinois. Was it? No, Illinois crushed Xavier and North Carolina was getting whooped. But then they came back and made it a close game. I think they lost by like 8 or 9. Okay. But that's because they were fouling at the end. Auburn versus Creighton today is going to be a tough game. Creighton right now in that division or in that region has, in my opinion, the best opportunity to beat them.
Why's that?
Creighton's a shooting team. They can shoot, period. You play a zone, they can shoot over the zone. You play man, they can run by you. But Groom, the center for Auburn, he's got to be on his A game. He's got to be a shot blocker this game, and he's got to take him in a low post a lot. He's got to use his height to his advantage. Auburn has to slow this game down because in my opinion, if they start running, them and Creighton start running, Creighton's going to shoot them out the gym. They've got some sharpshooters.
Well,
they've got some sharpshooters.
Let me ask you this question. Auburn needs to slow the game down. Okay, but the Creighton, if Auburn is Auburn a good shooting team? Because if they're not,
they're a decent shooting team. I'm not going to say that they are. They're great, but they can get streaky.
Okay,
and they play big boy ball.
My point is this. Sounds to me that when you're describing Creighton that they're a more athletic team, meaning that once they get the rebound, they're going to run. And if Auburn's not an athletic team, they won't be able to keep up with them, whether they go to the basket or shoot threes, because the court gets shorter.
Yeah.
When you catch the football, catch the basketball.
Yeah, about to say when you catch a football,
when you catch the basketball and head toward the 3-point line, of course you're telling me this team is a very good shooting team from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
So that's to me that's a problem, because the fact that they're an athletic team and Auburn is not a sharp shooting team, that means Creighton, most important is to get the rebound and go. Regardless, they take it to the hole or take it to the 3-point range to shoot a shot. That tells me that Auburn is probably rated within the top 10. Am I right about that?
Auburn's the number 1 overall team.
Okay. Creighton is probably what, 12, 13? Am I right about that?
As far as these rankings or as far as AP 25?
As in the bracket rankings.
Brackets, they are number 9.
Number 9. Ooh.
In the brackets.
Ooh.
This is a 1-9 matchup.
Where are they playing at?
I don't know which region they're in. I mean, they're in the West region or the South region. I don't know. You know what? It might be Cleveland.
Okay.
It might be Cleveland.
Okay.
So it's a Midwest, and Creighton might have their folks behind them. I'm not sure the exact location of this region, but matter of fact, hold on. I can tell you right now.
In my opinion, that this is what one of the games you want to watch, because you look like you got I wouldn't say polar opposites, but you have a team that relies mainly probably on their big man or putting the ball down low.
Yep.
And if the Creighton, whoever that defends against this guy, can control him a little bit, they're going to get out and run. And if they get out and run, I wouldn't say they're going to run Auburn out of the gym, but they're going to give Auburn fits. Let me put it that way.
It's the South, so wherever the South is playing,
where is Creighton anyway?
Creighton's in the Midwest.
Okay.
But they play today at 4 p.m. your time, so 1 p.m. my time. It's different, man. That's all I can say. It's like going over the things right now. So the big upsets: Marquette lost to New Mexico. Mississippi dispatched of North Carolina. I thought North Carolina would beat Mississippi State. but they didn't. Out west, I had Oklahoma beating UConn, but UConn is playing Florida Sunday. Colorado State beat Memphis, but they're going to get destroyed by Maryland, even though this is a tough matchup for Maryland because Colorado State is big, but Maryland is the number 4 team in this bracket, but they were also a top 7 team, I believe it is. Drake dispatched of Missouri, which I thought they would. Texas Tech is number 3. Arkansas beat Kansas, and they're playing St. John's. So it's more of a it's Calipari versus
Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino. That's the game that everybody wants to watch right now.
Yeah, because Pitino helped Calipari get his start.
Yeah, and it's still some other stuff with that too, with the issue of Calipari wanted the job. Anyway, not getting into that. In the East region, Duke is facing Baylor, Oregon, Arizona. Huh?
I didn't say anything.
Okay. I thought VCU was going to beat BYU because I thought BYU was a weaker team, even though they were a higher seed. But they whooped the dog doo out of VCU. But I think Wisconsin's going to beat them. Vanderbilt almost beat St. Mary's, but St. Mary's is going to lose Alabama Sunday, in my opinion, I think. In the Midwest, to me, I thought Georgia would do a better performance because they were in the SEC, and the SEC had 14 out of 18 teams in the round of 64, right? Well, I was wrong. Gonzaga beat the crap out of freaking Georgia yesterday, and they played, not yesterday, day before yesterday, and now they're going to get whooped by Houston. But that's another matchup. Gonzaga's got some big guys that can rebound, but Houston plays suffocating defense, and they can shoot. I love Ralph Sampson's teams. As long as Ralph Sampson is the coach, I'm going to pick Houston to go at least to the Final Four because he knows how to coach basketball and he knows how to recruit. McNeese whooped up on Clemson, as I said. But right now, Purdue is whooping up on McNeese, 65-44. Illinois and Kentucky are next or Sunday. UCLA and Tennessee. Now, that's a good game. Tennessee is the number 7 seed. UCLA is number 7. Tennessee is number 2. And Tennessee, they have a chip on their shoulder. And they're playing like it. I would not be surprised if it comes down to Tennessee and Houston in the Elite 8 and Tennessee squeaks by Houston. Even though I'm picking Houston, if that happens, I wouldn't be surprised. But that's what's going on in basketball right now. Really, it's only like two teams that did an upset. McNeese, who's now getting their butts beat, and folks really weren't counting on Colorado State to win because the Mountain West champion has been eliminated in the first round every year for 12 years. So this is the first time that the Mountain West champion has ever advanced after the first round. Now, last year, Colorado State was in the tournament, but they weren't the Mountain West champions. So I think, like I said, if Auburn can get past Houston, if Auburn can get past Creighton, they're going to walk their way to the Final Four. Now, getting past Michigan State, if Michigan State makes it, let me make sure I got them in the right bracket. I think it's St. John's. No, it's Michigan State. Getting past Michigan State, if they make it to the Elite 8, which I think they will, because Iowa is without their best player for the entire tournament. But they whooped up on Livingston. But I don't know how bad they're going to whoop up on Mississippi. Because Mississippi, Hotty Toddy, they're not bad. They got this one kid, steel machine, and can shoot. And I'm like, okay, bro, you sure you don't have a different set of parents? Because your skin tone don't match your athleticism. But, you know, things like that happen. What happened with you? Your phone going off? You're checking your horses? I know you are. Uh-oh. He counting money, ladies and gentlemen. He's handing out money to the wife or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's looking down in that pocket.
Don't talk about money, man. I'm in the process of trying to find a house. So
that ain't my whose fault is that? Not mine. Not mine. Don't talk about money. I got money. I don't have money issues, but this federal government, oh my God. I need to talk about Tuesdays. I need to do my show. I'm sorry. I got so much to say. But anyway, your thoughts on the men's tournament before we get to the women's? Because I know you got a lot to say about the women because that's all you follow. R. Kelly.
If you know my situation, so I got so many things going on. I haven't paid attention and watching anything. Hey,
Chris, show me. I'm down to do it. I am down to do it. Jerry can even live there. We'll make him the janitor and the electrician.
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of everything, plus house hunting. So I mean, I got a lot going on my plate. So I haven't been watching and doing anything. So
I mean, that's why I didn't ask you to come on the show because I knew you were busy.
Yeah.
But again, it's about, in my opinion, chalk in the men's tournament. If Auburn can get past Creighton, because if Auburn can't get past Creighton, Michigan State's going to walk their way to the Final Four. I think that South region is very weak. I think it's very weak.
Okay.
But, you know, you might have a few surprises. Creighton, they're tough. They are tough. No doubt. But if Auburn does what they're supposed to do, right, they're the number one team in the land.
They got to control the boards.
Absolutely. Low post game and control the boards. What else you got on that?
I don't have anything else. That game right there is you got a contrast of two teams. One that's a low post team. The other is a get out there and shoot threes and push the ball. The only way Auburn's going to win is the only one. Yeah, it is tough. It's tough. Jesus, back and forth with my my other half. It's tough.
You're a bag lady now.
It's tough.
It couldn't happen to a better person. I mean, I'm sorry.
It's tough. Anyway, like I said, contrast the two styles. If the number one team, they're a number one team for a reason. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they come to play against a team that got nothing to lose, because everyone expecting the number one team to go get past this nine seeded team. Got nothing to lose. And teams are dangerous in this tournament that have nothing to lose. Then they play like it.
Well, with that being the case, I look at I'm looking at the matchups, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a bettor, which I am, I'm looking at the over-unders. I'm thinking to myself, okay, why is it like a 30-point spread on this game?
How much?
Like
30?
I can tell you right now.
30?
It should not be, but
I would say
certain.
I would say it's be about 10, 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, let me look and see. On certain apps. I'm not saying which apps, but let me see the spread for 8.5.
Okay. That's. Ooh.
But I see this going over 150 because it's
scary.
149.5.
That's scary.
Yeah, I know. Over under. I mean, the over under is 149.5. Spreads 8.5, and Auburn's favored by 400. They're minus 400 favorite. Biggest favorite of the day, but that doesn't mean anything.
Okay. What are we talking about now? I'm just asking you, the host. I'm just trying to guide you or whatever. I don't know. I'm just asking.
All right. I was trying to get you to bring up another topic, but obviously you don't have another topic. So, any thoughts on the things going on in football?
Okay, that was going to be my other topic about the free agency movement. And you see this here?
Colostomy bag? What is that? What are you shading? Nothing.
Stop.
I'm just saying, I'm looking for old people stuff.
Stop. Will you stop? I don't care less how old you are. Come on.
What are you shaking?
That's somebody being hung out to dry. Who do you think?
I never would have got that. But okay.
Okay, who do you think is being hung out to dry in the free agency right now?
Kirk Cousins.
No, Kirk Cousins is not a free agent.
That is true. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is getting hung out to dry. More so than who's getting hung out to dry as a free agent? Oh, my boy Russell. Getting hung out to dry because they waiting on to see what Aaron Rodgers does. Then Russell's getting hung out to dry.
I think both of them are being hung out to dry because their options are very limited. Both of them are very limited, and let me put it this way. There's something unsaid about Russell Wilson. His public persona and versus his professional persona behind closed doors. There's got to be something because he's visited two spots, the Giants and the Browns. And everybody knows his resume. And in my opinion, he's still being treated just like a locker room killer in Aaron Rodgers. So there's got to be something going on that no one wants to bring Russell Wilson into the fold.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know, but the rumors are that he didn't get along very well with Arthur Smith.
Okay. He didn't get along well with Sean Payton either. So
I mean, I can see not getting along with Sean Payton because Sean Payton likes to yell and curse at you. He doesn't respond to that type of coaching.
Well, I'm just saying, Arthur Smith is no quiet storm either. He's he's a my way or a highway type of guy, in my opinion. So he's not too pliable a person, in my opinion. So I don't know. I mean, there's got to be something going on, in my opinion, behind the scenes, unbeknownst to the general public, about the Russell Wilson. It's got to be, because he hasn't signed, and God knows his and Aaron Rodgers' options are limited right now, really limited. So, and you got a player, a captain on the Pittsburgh Steelers saying, Aaron Rodgers, it's plain and simple. If you want to be a Steelers, okay. If you don't want to be a Steeler, that's okay too.
Yeah, Mr. Hayward.
Yeah. So, I mean, either put up or shut up.
I don't think he fits their system.
No, I don't think he does either. I don't think he's a cancer. To me, he's a cancer in the locker room.
I wasn't going to say that. I wouldn't say that.
I
don't know about him in the locker room, so I can't say that.
Well, let me put it this way. To me, he's a jailhouse lawyer.
Okay.
To me, he's a jailhouse lawyer, and that can be a problem in a professional football locker room. That can be a problem. Meaning he got too much of this. And he thinks his opinion counts. Well, it may have counted in when he was the man in
That's right.
it may have counted when he was the man in Green Bay, but he ain't the man in Green Bay. It may have counted when he first got to the Jets, but that quickly went south. And now, I'll put it short and sweet. You reap what you sow. Okay? So he's got too much mouth, in my opinion. And I don't say that about a lot of players, but when I feel it's warranted, I speak up about that. And I got thinking he's got too much mouth and needs to tone it down. Okay? I know he's a possible, more than likely, a first ballot Hall of Famer, but you got to, just like Kenny Rogers, you got to put up or shut up.
Know when to hold him, know when to fold him.
Exactly.
Know when to walk away, know when to cry.
Yep. So come on.
Count your money. Right sitting at the table. Never mind. I started singing my country songs.
Typical gambler. But that's a
typical what? Typical what?
Gambler.
I just know the song. And I know I know. But hold on. Yeah. Let me do it.
Here we go.
Yeah. Mother. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna call him a cancer to society like Chris did. Wow.
You know what? You know what? The Pittsburgh Steelers created a problem. And I don't see anybody talking about it, but I'm talk about it. You got two fiery, very fiery wide receivers that if they don't get the ball, they're going to start mouthing off. DK Metcalf and George Pickens, in my opinion, will not get along because of they're hotheads. Both of them, they're hotheads. I want the ball. Okay, DK. I want the ball. Okay, Pickens. Come on, man. So, and right now, the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers is Mason Rudolph.
That's not. Well, here's the thing. That's
a problem.
I didn't bring this up, but I'll bring it up. I think Pittsburgh goes after whichever quarterback is left between Shador, Ward, and Dart. Now, are they going to put a rookie back there? If it's Ward, no, because Ward he's not going to do what you want him to do. He's going to try to create. He's going to try to be this guy. And he's not going to have the same time that he had in college. And I love DK. Pickens is a I want the ball now guy.
Yeah.
They let Najee go to San Diego. I mean, not San Diego, to the Chargers. So that means are they getting a running back, or are they sticking with
with the plethora of running backs? They're definitely getting a running back. They're definitely, without a doubt, they're definitely getting a running back.
Well, to lead the room is what I'm saying. Because if they're going to let Ward lead the room, he's okay, but I don't think he's built for the whole season. Because even after he was backing up Najee, there were times where he played the majority of a game, but didn't play well. Is that the offensive line, or is that partly him? I don't know.
I have a problem with a running back, and I have a problem with a running back, regardless of who it is, regardless if he's supposed to be the number one pick, that's 5'9" or under, and low 200. I got a problem with that because the fact is, it may translate into college, but you're going against the best college players on a pro team. That makes a difference. And if you don't have the height and weight of a running back in the pros, what you did in college is what you did in college. Plain and simple. What you did in college is what you did in college. If you are 5'9" or under and in the low 200s, Ashton Genty, I'm not feeling you.
Well, okay. You brought up Ashton Genty. I get it. He's going to be the first running back taken, probably in the first round. I really like Skeetaboo better. That's just me. After seeing what he did in against Notre Dame.
Take Skeetaboo if you want.
Huh?
You can take Skeetaboo if you want.
Have
at it. Have at it.
But anyway, I'm cool with that. I just want talent. I don't care if you're 5'10", 6'1". I just want talent.
You want who?
Huh?
Who?
I just want talent.
Oh, talent. Okay. No problem. I didn't quite understand what you said. That's why I had to ask you to clarify it. Okay, no problem. I understand.
At any rate, let me transition to a sport you probably know a little more about as it begins. Baseball. Let's talk a little baseball.
Okay.
I found myself, unfortunately, drafting a lot of Cubs. I didn't want to. I got cherry picked a lot. And I'm like, all right, he's about to come. He's about a little upset by it. But right now, the score is 5-5. I'm about to share my screen and my team of what I drafted. And I'm happy to say, why you got your head down?
I'm just listening to you. I'm listening. Can I move around?
No.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here's my team. Victor's Heroes. Adley Rutschman, Yanni Diaz, Luis Garcia, Manny Machado, Corey Seager.
I don't see anything. I just see fantasy sports and politics.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
That's all I see. Information,
You know what?
motivation, and variety. Flat screen.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So with that being the case, let me change this.
Push this up so I can see your pitching. I don't see. I see the first baseman. That's the top of the line.
Well, calm down, Slim. I'm trying to adjust some stuff. All right, here we go. So, Adley Rushman's my catcher. I got Yanni Diaz, Luis Garcia, Manny Machado, Corey Seager, Fernando Tatis, Seiya Suzuki, a Cub, Ian Happ, a Cub, Clyber Torres, Mason Wynn, Paul Goldschmidt, Zach Nato, Sedante Raphael, Ryan McCain. My pitchers, I was getting sniped. I was trying to get a bunch of Dodgers for pitchers because I love that Japanese pitching lineup they got there. But I ended up with Screwball, which isn't a bad pickup. Sale, Diaz, Bender, Webb, Lopez, Castillo, Francis, and Foley.
Oof.
Yeah, I know.
Oof.
I know.
Pitching. And wow. I don't like your pitching, man.
I agree. I'm not too happy about my pitching because I had the freaking Dodgers pitchers lined up, and they just got cherry picked. And a couple of my bats got cherry picked too. So
scroll down. Let me see your bats again.
All right, that's my bench. Those are my starters. I started out with Tatis, and I had the 10th out of 12 picks. So that gives a little perspective of what I got. But, yeah, Tatis was my first pick. And I wanted to go back. I had a pitcher lined up, but he got snatched just in front of me, of course. So I went bat, pitcher, the first 4 rounds. And believe it or not, Screwball was the best pitcher available.
Who?
Screwball.
Oh.
Screwball.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay.
And that was because, again, round robin, number 11 and 12 so that's 4 picks before I get back to it. Ding, 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 ding. I'm like, oh my goodness, no. But
Is this Yahoo?
yes, it is.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this question, but I like I said, I don't normally worry about that because I did win a championship and I was picked to be very low in the opinion of Yahoo. Where did they pick that you would wind up?
You know what? I didn't look. It didn't give me. Well, it might have, but I did not look. Let me go look now.
Okay.
Because for draft analysis.
Let me put it this way: you have to be super active with your pitchers. Chris Sale is he's older and he's injury prone. I can't remember all the other ones, but Chris Sale is probably one of the name pitchers that you have, and he is, like you said, he's left-hander. He's injury prone, and he's in the National League South, if I'm not mistaken, or he's in NL East. So he's going to be going up against the Mets, Philly, and Washington. So I'm just saying, you have good and you got a lot of bad.
You got some good. You got a lot of bad.
So
Interesting. I don't. So I went to the draft to see the. I was number 11 out of 12. I thought I was 10 out of 12. That's not good. But I went Tatis, Screwball, Machado, Sale, Seager, Rauschman, Webb, Lopez.
Machado's only a name only, man, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah, when he left Baltimore, he was a hot kid. Then he started getting injured in San Diego. But I thought him, Tatis, and Soto would do great, but then Tatis got hurt for most of the year.
Yeah.
Tatis is gone. Now it's just Machado and Soto is gone. So now it's just Machado and Tatis.
Yeah.
And a couple other bats, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But let me look again to see if it gives me a predictor.
You have to stay on that 24/7.
I know.
To be able to compete. Otherwise, 11 out of 12 is where you're going to finish. 11 out of 12.
I don't think I'm finished 11 out of 12.
Well, I'm just in baseball. You have to be 24/7 on top of your lineup, and players that come available, or that you can trade to get a couple players that can help your team.
Now, I can agree with that. However, I think when you draft well, which I didn't draft too good, but I didn't draft too bad. You can, if you follow your lineup, right? If you follow your lineup and the players, you can set your lineups ahead of time, like for the whole week, and all you got to do is just listen out to see if this player's hurt, this player's sitting down, or whatever the case may be. Am I happy? Nah. I'm okay with what I did. I'm not excited with what I did. I really wish that
you know what counts? What counts is if you're okay with what you did.
Yeah. I mean, for the fact that all the players I had queued up got snatched literally right before me, I'm not too mad at it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Lineup analysis. Anyway, just wanted to get your thoughts on the team. I really want to get your mom's thoughts because she's the smart one out of the two on this anyway.
It's in the genes.
Not for you.
Okay. See that right there? See that right there? Hello? You see that right there? Did I say any more? It's in the genes.
Really? Whatever.
It's in the genes. Okay?
Whatever. That was an anomaly. That
okay.
was not supposed to happen.
What's supposed to happen?
The rules will be strictly enforced.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
I know because you
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
I'm trying not to be that person. You're not helping me not be that person.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried. Hey, it is what it is. I was discounted as a nobody last season, and I just kept quiet, stuck to what I was doing, and like I've said before, thank you for the ones that did not trade with me. I thank you. Okay.
Anyway, we're not. It's baseball season. Last time I checked,
It's baseball season.
it's baseball season.
It's football season. 352 years, 52 days. It's I'm gonna play 52 weeks. 52 weeks. It's every week is football.
Yeah, that's probably the best way for you to do your math, because you were so off on that.
What, 360 days?
How many days in a year, Jerry?
Was it 362? Something like that? 360 days?
I've got your senility space ready for you for the old.
You know what I mean? It's 52 weeks. 52 weeks. Okay? I'll put it plain and simple. It's 52 weeks. Hello.
I can't wait to put this part in book number 4. I cannot wait to add this to book number 4.
I could care less. I could care less.
Oh, and that's going to be the saying you're known for. I could care less.
I could care less.
I could care less.
Hey, when you get my age, you worry about the important things and you don't worry about the unimportant things, and that's unimportant to me. That's not important. I could care less.
Okay.
What's important? My family and my health. That's important things in my life.
That I agree. I agree, and I'm not going to say anything. Where's my trophy at? By the way, did that get damaged? Did my trophy get damaged?
No, it didn't. I've been keeping well. It's being well taken care of. Let me put it that way, because you know what? My name's on it. It's being well taken care of.
Screw.
What can I tell you? What can I tell you? You're going to see this every time you do a show.
No, because I might not bring you on.
Hey, when you bring me on, you're going to see PT neighborhood champ.
Neighborhood chump. I agree. You're a neighborhood chump.
Okay.
But
the neighborhood.
We're talking about baseball now. So let's talk about baseball.
The neighborhood chump is holding a trophy. That
is true. That is a true statement. The neighborhood chump is holding the trophy. But here's the question.
What's that?
I know you're a Mets fan.
Yes, I am.
What is your outlook for your team?
My outlook for my team is
with Juan Soto.
I think, and I'm going to say this without a hesitation, I think we're going to the World Series. Yep. I think we're going to the World Series. The only team that scares me would be the Dodgers, because they bought a championship last year. I don't know if they can repeat it. But with pitching in the lineup that we have, they were a dangerous team last year when we added Soto. So, and that's a big bat.
It is.
Okay. I think that can be a game changer and put us where we want to be, which is in the World Series.
I really want to bet you on that. I really do, but I know you wouldn't do it because you don't have the cojones. You don't have the cojones to put your money where your mouth is.
You know why? Because even though I said that I believe they're capable of getting to the World Series, anything can happen. Injuries,
of course.
Multiple injuries, a key injury to the pitchers or to everyday players, including Soto, which has happened to the Mets before. And it's very hard to get to the World Series. I think they're capable of getting to the World Series. Absolutely. Without a doubt. That's one of the reasons why they got Soto. Because if they weren't that far off, and he could be the one factor that can put him over the hump.
Okay. I'm going to say this.
Okay, fun. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
You're right, and you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not denying your opinion.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you are on dope.
Okay.
I need to check your medication.
No problem.
But,
No problem.
but I would like to offer you
No
an opportunity to see them live.
people. I'm gonna look straight in the camera and say this. When Victor gives his opinion, I accept his opinion and don't say that he's on some type of medication. I say, okay, that you're entitled, and I said it before he even made his opinion known. You're entitled to your opinion.
Yes.
Okay.
But you didn't hear all that I said, did you? You only heard that I said you're on dope. That's all you heard.
You said I'm on dope.
And what else did I say? What else did I say?
On medication of some type. Okay.
What else did I say?
But
I also said I would like to invite you to see them in person. That's what I said. But you didn't listen to that.
I heard you want to say that. I'm not coming all the way to St. Louis.
You are definitely on meds. You know I don't live in
I'm not
St. Louis.
going all the way to Arizona. Might well be St. Louis. I'm not going. Yeah, St. Louis.
St. Louis is the middle.
Yeah,
Arizona is.
I know what St. Louis is. St. Louis is here. Arizona's down here. I understand. And the reason I'm saying is I'm not coming all the way out there. I could say I'm not coming out to Colorado, but
that would be closer.
What's closer? Colorado's closer than Arizona.
It's closer than St. Louis.
Colorado's closer than St. Louis.
Yeah.
Colorado's over here. Let me put it this way. St. Louis is east of Colorado.
And where's Arizona?
Arizona is in the southwest.
So why would you think that St. Louis is closer than Colorado?
Because to me, St. Louis is closer. That's what I'm talking about than Colorado. Colorado's.
You're talking about to you.
Yes. Why would I say that? Absolutely. Hello. Are you on some type of meds?
Ladies and gentlemen.
You on some type of meds?
Hold on. Chris and two other people were here. If you had the same thought that I had about what Jerry was saying, please put it in the chat. Please.
I'm not
But
coming.
if you had the same thought that Jerry had,
I'm not coming to St.
please
Louis.
put it in the chat. Because I promise you, I thought he was comparing the distance from St. Louis to Arizona, not from
Arizona
to St. Louis or him to Colorado.
From me to Colorado.
We were talking about, I thought he was saying closer to Victor. Let me put that up there. So I know
Wait a minute. Now I'm saying this. When I'm saying this, you invited me to come see the Mets in Arizona.
Yeah.
So I have to come east to get to west. Am I right about that? I'm in the east.
Go west to go west. Why would you go east to go west?
I'm in the east. I have to go west to get to Arizona. What the hell?
But you just said I gotta go east to go west.
I gotta go east. I'm in the east. So if I go from east to west, I have to get to Arizona.
Correct.
Okay.
If you're coming
don't make a
from
difference.
east,
If I go,
words matter. Words matter.
I still have to go west to get to St. Louis. I have to go west to get to Colorado. That's what I'm talking about.
And you got to go west to get to Arizona. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Words matter, my friend. Words matter. Because the way you worded that did not sound like what you just explained at all.
That's why I had to explain it to you, because you weren't getting it the way I said it.
Oh, I wasn't the only one not getting it.
No problem. No problem. That's why I clarified it. Where I'm at, I'm on the East Coast.
Yes.
So if I have to travel to Arizona, St. Louis, Colorado, I have to go west.
Correct. Now, someone invites you to go see the game.
And the game is in Arizona.
And the game is in Arizona. You're saying that's something you're not willing to do.
No.
Okay. Not a problem.
Nothing against you. Nothing against you. I got a lot of things going on. And nothing against you. It's just that
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
I'm about to look it up. Because Chris, well, I can't look it up yet because it's not a link that I can click on.
Who's on first? What's on second? Hold on.
Oh, that's what it is? Laurel and Hardy? Laurel and Hardy.
It could be. I don't know.
No, that's who's on first. Yeah, that's Laurel and Hardy. How do I know your age stuff? That is ridiculous. It's also the Three Stooges, but mainly Laurel and Hardy. What? What are you doing now? Are you trying to play it? Okay. I can't hear it, anything like that. He's laughing up. He's cracking up. I guess he muted himself. I don't know. But since he's playing it, nobody else can hear it. With that being the case, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to come to the end of the show. Mr. Taylor, I appreciate you coming on. Late, but you came on. Also, it's baseball season, NCAA basketball, and as the Rodgers turns is happening.
I hope he doesn't get 10th team. I really do. I hope
he goes to Cleveland. I really do.
He's not.
I really do.
He's not going to Cleveland, even though Myles Garrett said he knows who's coming to Cleveland. He was interviewed, and they asked, "You have any idea who's going to be the quarterback in Cleveland?" He said, "Yeah." And the person who was questioning asked him, "You want to share it?" He says, "No." So he has a very good idea what's the plan and who they want to get in Cleveland. Could be Shedeur Sanders. Who knows?
Yeah, I think Shedeur would be a good pick for them, but I hope you get Aaron Rodgers with all my heart. I really do.
I don't know with the hierarchy in Cleveland. Andrew Berry is not going to don't want no parts of Aaron Rodgers. Otherwise, they would have entertained Aaron Rodgers before. I don't think that's going to happen.
I hope they get Aaron Rodgers.
That's all right. That's all right. You
I'm wishing success for you guys, and you're sounding like you're about to be negative.
People,
I don't know. I don't know if I should.
I'm about to be negative. Let me look in.
Why are you about to be negative when I'm wishing success for you?
I'm not going to be negative, but I have to say this because throughout the years, if you've been listening to Victor and I, Victor has always downplayed whatever team I'm rooting for, which is fine. Okay.
Well, no. I rooted for Houston. And I used to be a Browns fan. So
what changed? What changed? Oh. Okay. No problem. I'm a Browns fan, and he's anything Browns that has to do with Victor or Victor talking about the Browns is a negative thing, unfortunately, which is fine. I call it like I see it. If it's negative on whatever team, including Victor's, I say it. If it's positive, I also say it. So, Victor, don't shake your head because I said a lot of positive things this year about your team. So don't even go there. Don't even go there. I said a lot of positive things about your team because there's
when I don't recall doing the season because I did. because I was doing the shows by myself all season, so I don't know when you said those things.
Well, people, if you listen to Puerto Rican,
No, you don't.
get it there.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't, buddy. We already had that discussion. You decided you didn't want to play baseball. You didn't want to play ball. I got you. Got you.
Let me put it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let me put it this way. There's a current administration that if you don't go play ball with them, they try to kick you out and down and say negative things about you. So I'm just saying, if it happens to be part of Doge, it happens to be part of DJT or EM, that's a problem for someone who doesn't go along with them. That Christian McCaffrey?
No, Chris McCaffrey didn't go to Washington. To Wisconsin.
Who is that?
What running back recently went to Wisconsin that you love so much, but now you playing that role? Jonathan Taylor, man.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is a very good back. Very good back.
Yeah, okay.
Very good back.
Your tone has changed many times. Well, this is Giancarlo Stanton.
In the coming months, people, I'm going to be talking about various players when it comes to fantasy football. Some players are going to be agreed upon. Some players are not, which is fine. Every year, I either strike out on a few players or hit home runs on other. I mean, massive home runs on others. Okay?
Well, who cares how massive it is?
Massive. When I tell you to don't draft the number 1 pick last season, that's massive. That's massive. And I do it every year. I do it every year. And majority of the time, I'm correct. True, I'm not 100%. No one is. Not even the best in the business is 100%.
All right. So with that being said, Chris says this. New England Patriots will place no lower than second in AFC East. Chris, I would also like to wager with you. You both are on hallucinogen drugs, and I've got to take advantage of that.
And I say everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Oh, they are. They are. I didn't say people weren't. I'm just saying. Hallucinogen.
Third place. I hate to say it, Chris. Third place. I do believe.
Third place.
I think they're going to be in third place. That's going to be a much improved team with a quarterback that's going to get a lot of help in the backfield and outside, and including the tight end. They have a decent defense. They have to work on their offense. I would say the Finns are better. The Jets are still shaky. I'm not a big fan of Justin Fields. I don't think he's a savior in the Jets. I think he's just a go-between, and I think the Jets are going to be drafting a quarterback next year when the quarterback are more plentiful than they are this year. So that's just my opinion. I think Fields is a bridge quarterback because they needed a quarterback and they wanted a certain type of quarterback, and I think that's why you got Fields. Finns are going to be. I think they're going to be balling out. They got Tua, and they got their offensive weapons. I think they're going to be balling out.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Patriots are better than the Finns. That's why I'm picking them third.
Well, we'll save that for when he actually comes on the show for that. But all I'm going to say is I don't have any faith in the Patriots until Mike Vrabel shows me differently. I don't like how they did Old Boy.
No, I don't either.
1 year and done. And we knew that the team was garbage. So that's a personal issue that I have with them. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. Mr. Taylor for stopping in. Chris, as usual, and as always, thank you, my friend. I'll be on your blog. Just tell me what you need me to write, and I'll send it in, and we can go from there. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I guess the new time is going to be about 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific. I don't know if I'm able to do Thursday nights because I might be tutoring those nights, but I would love to get back to it. We'll see. But with that being said, I appreciate you all. And yeah, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. That's to you too, Mr. Taylor.
Peace.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Get ready to rumble! You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
The other dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Eric's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?